Here we have discussion about what is the block diagram and what are the components of the block diagram and how we are going to draw the block diagram. Apart from this, it will be important how we are doing the block reduction. Okay. And later we'll have some examples. By that, we'll try to understand how we can do the block reduction. So finally, if you still didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe it and share with your friends, like and put the hype. So what is the block diagram? So it is the pictorial representation of the function performed by each components, and this flow of the signals is represented by the arrow. So these elements of the block diagram is the block, we have branch point and summing point. So what is the block? Okay, the system variables that link to each other through some functional blocks, that is called as the block. So here inside the block, transfer function is entered, okay, for the corresponding blocks like here g of s. Similarly, we have for the feedback also, and this arrow indicates the direction of the flow of the signal. Next, another is we have summing points. So here, if you see in this function block, if input is 1 here and transfer function is g of s, so finally output is being multiplied with the input with transfer function. So output is what? Product of input and the transfer function, that is a into g of s. Next, we have here summing point. So summing point means here two signals or two informations, two or more signals are going to add or subtract at the point. So it is represented by the cross symbol. So here plus will represent the addition, minus sign will indicate the subtraction of the inputs there. And next what we have, branch point. So branch point, it is the point from which the signal from the block goes concurrently to the other blocks, or the summing point. Like here from this point is given to the transfer function as well as coming out also to the output side. So this is called as the branch point. And previously here we have plus for the addition, minus for the subtraction in case of summing point. Now it is very, very important to understand the block diagram reduction rules. So those rules are only going to help us to reduce the block. Okay, this type of the question is very, very important. Always they used to ask. So any modification, what we are going to do in the block, that's doesn't going to affect the input and output. So our response will remain same. So for that, we have few rules. Total 11 rules are here. So all rules are important. Maybe all rules not applicable in the particle block reduction. Few will be applicable, few will not be applicable, depends upon the given situation. So what is the first rules? When two blocks are in the cascade, G1 and G2 both are cascade, output of G1 is connected to G2. So finally you see that at this step we have AG1, and at last again we have AG1, G2. So G1, G2 is the transfer function, A is the input. So now in the cascading, what we have done, we have multiplied the both transfer functions, but outcome is same. So here also output is A into G1 and G2, same as the previous one. That's why input and output is not going to change. It is unaltered here. Second rule is about the combining the feed forward paths. When two feeds are in the same direction. So first one was about the cascading. Now second one is about the feed forward. So here you see that transfer function G1 is going to the forward direction. Transfer function G2 is also going to forward direction for the same input. So these two can be added here finally. Okay, G1, G2 become the G1 plus G2. So output is what here? A into G1 plus G2, which is same as the before earlier what we have with the help of summing point here. So we are combining feed forward path here. Direction should be same. Now third rule is about moving the branch point ahead of the block. So these are the important where confusion comes regularly. So now this branch point A, we are going to move after the block. So now what change is going to occur here? So finally what we have seen without the changing, we have output AG and A is available here. So similarly here when we are changing the branch point here, from this location to this one, new transfer function 1 by g is inserted here to the another path. So finally here output is ag and age is multiplied by 1 by g. So we'll get here a. So remain the same. So what we have done, when branch point is shifted ahead, new transfer function is inserted in that path, that is 1 upon g. Now fourth rule we have moving the branch point before the block. Okay, behind the block we are going to move. So this branch point we are going to shift here left side. So now new transfer function is being added, that is the g here, same as the before. Okay, what is the function g? G is added here. In case of moving ahead, what we have done? 1 by g was added. So that is the difference here. Moving back, only same transfer function as it is. Moving ahead, reciprocal of that transfer function is added here. Output remained same, ag. Rule number 5 is saying that moving the summing point ahead of the block. Now here, before that, we are moving the branch point ahead or back. Now we are going to move the summing point ahead. So here you see that it is being addition. So a plus b given to transfer function. So output is a plus b into g. So same output we should obtain here. So now summing point move from this block ahead. So what happened on the path of both input, that transfer function is added. It is going to add to which transfer function? Same transfer function is added to the both inputs here, or what are the path was there at the summing points. Okay. So this is, so finally here we have BG, it is AG given to summing points. So we have AG plus BG, output remain same. And rule number 6 is saying that moving, that is summing point is going to move before the block. Okay. So when it is going to move before the block, so what will happen here? When it is moving ahead, transfer function g was added. So it is going to moving before the block. So transfer function 1 upon g is added. Okay. So it is g is already here with the a. Okay. So when transfer function is moved from to here, only that b path is being added with the 1 by g. Okay. So confusion should not come. In case of rule 5 is saying that interchanging the summing point. So when we have two summing points, we are trying to interchange. So when we are trying to interchange, just their positions are changed. Okay. So here we have plus plus. So this how it is here, plus minus. So this summing point came here and this summing point has came here. So this like this, you see that inputs are going to change. Input positions are going to change. So we have A minus C again coming with B. So output remains same how it was earlier. So when we are interchanging the summing point, we are not going to add anything. Corresponding inputs are just moving as before. Now we are splitting the summing points. So here three inputs are there to the summing points. So that is being splitted. So just we have to split this one. So two are given to one, and second summing point having the output of the previous one and new input, that is the C here. So we have A plus B in this and C is coming with minus sign. So A plus B minus C same as the before. Rule number 9 is saying about the combining the summing points. Two summing points are combined together. Okay, so that again you see the effect here. Appropriate sign we have to take where we have plus and minus. Next, rule 10 is the elimination of the negative feedback. So here we have negative feedback, sign is minus. So that transfer function will become g upon 1 plus gs. This is for the negative feedback. Similarly, we have elimination of the positive feedback. So in case of positive feedback, sign is here minus in the denominator. So transfer function becomes g upon 1 minus g of x. So this is the closed loop transfer function. Okay. And this is open loop transfer function. G is the open loop transfer function. And when it is represented with the help of h, it is going to be the closed loop transfer function. So here also open loop is g. This is the closed loop transfer function. So like this, these are the basic rules. Okay. Now we'll take one examples. So here they're asking reduce the block diagram and find the C upon R values. So now first after seeing the diagram, you should think what we have to move. whether a branch we have to move, summing point we have to move. So here we'll see that if you'll move this branch point ahead of block G1, so finally G3 and G2 we can get the forward path. So that's why it is being moved ahead. So when we are moving ahead of this block, so this block inverse is added here in the path. So here we have 1 upon G1. Okay. So now next what we are doing, now 1 upon G1 and this is 1 upon G1 and G3 both become the cascading. So next we'll apply the cascading path. So here these two will be cascading means it both will have values here. So cascading already we have seen it is being multiplied. So we have here G3 by G1. Okay, cascading the block. And the same time we are going to eliminate the feedback path. So we type the feedback is here, negative feedback we have. So what we'll write? G1 upon 1 plus G1 into H. So two things we are doing in the same steps, elimination as well as combining. Okay. So elimination. So we have eliminated the feedback path and combining the cascading. So this is being done here. So now what we are going to do here, this two, it is the combining the parallel blocks, that is the forward path. Okay, after combining, this two will be added together. So we have G2 plus G3 plus G1. Now finally, these two are again in the cascading. So we'll get the product of this. So we have this function. Now we can simplify finally. So here we can take the LCM for this one. So G1 get cancelled. So finally C of R up equal to G1 into G2 plus G3 upon 1 plus G1 into H. So like this, these 11 rules are going to help us, okay, to reduce the block diagram. Sometimes they're asking you write the steps in the block reduction. Sometimes our maximum time block diagram will be given that we need to reduce. So these 11 rules are going to help when you are moving forward, backward, cascading. Again, we have combining of that is the summing point, dividing the summing point. All these things are important. Thank you. Thank you very much.